Hodges cocks his arm, fakes the throw, wrapped up and dropped. He is sacked by Jordan Phillips back around the 34-yard line. Big play, another big play over the Buffalo defense last night in the win over Pittsburgh. And joining us, the author of that big play, happy to have defensive tackle Jordan Phillips in studio with us. Thanks for coming by, Jordan.
Thanks for having me.
You're tired, right? All of us are tired, right?
A little tired, but, you know, when you get that vitamin W, you feel a little bit better, you know what I mean?
That's right. I mentioned to Steve, I don't know if you agree with this or not. I think this Buffalo defense is better now than you were a month ago or at the beginning of the season. You guys have been better, and you've been good all year, by the way, too, right?
I mean, we appreciate it. We still got a big task ahead of us this week. It should be fun in New England.
Yeah, there still is a lot on the table. There's got to be conversations, probably on the plane back last night. You're talking about what's left in front of you, a couple of weeks in the regular season, and a chance to get the AFC East, to get the division still. Maybe if you get the AFC East, you get a home field game. You know, that's a great apple to have out in front of you to try and get.
100%, you know, but we're still looking at it one game at a time, going 1-0 every week. We've done some special things this year, but nobody's satisfied.
The defense has done a lot of good things all year long, and now you're taking it away, right? 5 last night's game, 10 takeaways by the Buffalo defense in the last 5 games. Did something change? Was there a change in mentality or focus, trying to get the ball out, getting the ball out more?
I don't know if it was that. Last night was just really personal for us. We felt challenged. We felt disrespected. He came out and said that we weren't anything special. You know, we were just another defense. Just another defense.
I missed
you know
that.
What I mean?
When did he do that?
What was it? I think it was might have been Friday.
Okay.
And as soon as we heard that, we knew what we needed to go do. And I'm happy we got that done.
Shaq Lawson was talking about that in the locker room yesterday. And did anybody say anything to Hodges after the game about that comment or about how it motivated you?
Not really. I think his name spoke enough for himself last night.
Duck and cover.
Yeah, but that Pittsburgh team, for what they've been through and going in the game with a quarterback like that, you still got to tip. That's a really good team. They're still in the playoff mix as well. Outside chance you could see them again.
Yep.
And you got that on the burner. But really, you're all about. You got 2 games left this week. You got a division game against the New England Patriots. What do you remember about your first meeting?
I mean, we had a showdown, a battle. It was a defensive game, and I think they had 4 turnovers against us.
3 interceptions.
3 interceptions. Yeah.
Right.
And they played a heck of a game, and they came to a new era and put on a show. So hopefully we can go to New England and do kind of the same thing.
Right. Jordan, what did you think of the atmosphere? Had you ever played there when you were with the Dolphins? Had you ever played in Pittsburgh before?
Yes, I did. We made the playoffs. We played them in the playoffs.
Oh, you lost that playoff game?
And got ran through. So it was nice to go through there, go back and get a win.
And what did you think of the atmosphere there? There were some Buffalo fans, but it's pretty loud, pretty raucous crowd there in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, I mean, they do a good job, but they're nothing like Bill's Mafia. And they had their towels going. We had our towels going. Done with them.
After the game, Bills GM Brandon Beane, I want you to hear this too. Brandon Beane was being interviewed, and you interrupted the interview. The Bills general manager of the Buffalo Bills. Listen to this. This is Brandon Beane, the Bills GM, last night.
This man right here, Brandon Beane. He doesn't get enough credit, man. This is the man that put everything together, helped us out. He's a hell of a guy, hell of a leader. Brandon Beane. That's all I want to say. Appreciate you.
You walked right in, broke up his little press conference there. Is that your first negotiation for the new deal?
Busted in on the GM.
No, he's a behind the scenes kind of guy. He doesn't. He's humble, and I am on a new contract or want a new contract, all that, but it's way further than that. He does. The way him and Sean put this roster together and put these people together and put all the people in power, the way that they did and everything, and I've never seen it before. And he's relatable. You can go talk to him whenever you need to. He does a remarkable job of everything that he does.
He's the guy who brought you here 14 months ago. Your second-round pick of the Dolphins, released by the Dolphins, and claimed by the Bills early October of 2018. Do you recall what your mindset was? Did you know what you were walking into up here in Buffalo when they claimed you? Were you like, oh, man, I'm going to Buffalo, snow?
That was my exact mindset, especially coming from Miami. You know, the Bills and the Dolphins don't get along.
Right.
So I wasn't happy about it, but this place has changed my career. It's changed my outlook on Western New York. It's made me love everybody in Buffalo.
Was there a game or a turning point that kind of flipped your thoughts about playing here? Would something happen last year that maybe you thought, okay, this might
It
work?
wasn't anything really to do with football about why I started loving Buffalo. The way our room is, the way our team is, and how everybody is just gelled with each other and love each other. You don't get that everywhere. I mean, last night we got back 2 a.m. and there's so many people out there yelling, screaming. I was telling Ed Oliver last night, I said, bro, enjoy this, man. This doesn't come around often. This doesn't happen. You don't get love like this from other places. This is a special place.
That's one of the things that about being on this team this year and under this coaching staff is that so much of it is about making it an attractive place to play and to attractive team to be a part of. It's about the city, but it's also about the atmosphere they've created inside the locker room and inside the building and what they provide for you with the weight room and the recovery stuff and the staff. And it's a kind of a total package that makes this a lot more attractive than maybe it was a handful of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, they did. The Pagulas did a heck of a job with the new weight rooms, the facilities, the training staff, the training room, everything here is top notch. If you look at, I can't even say that. If you look at coming to Buffalo, you have to look more into just the city. You know what I mean? You got to look at the people. You got to look at the atmosphere. You just really got to buy into it, and you'll get so much in return for it.
Well, your play has certainly reflected that. You got 9.5 sacks. You're second in the league amongst the defensive tackles. You only had 5 in your whole career in Miami. What's been the difference for you internally?
Buffalo just finally gave me a chance. This is the first time in my career I've ever been on the third down rush team, and it's paid dividends to my career and just the way that they've used me. I don't have to have 50, 60 snaps a game to be effective, you know what I mean? And sharing snaps with Ed keeps me fresh, keeps me active, and they do a great job.
Got a few more minutes with Bills defensive tackle Jordan Phillips. You've been on the show before, Jordan. It always strikes me how calm and measured and low-key you are on the show. And we watch you play on Sundays, and you're kind of a wild man.
Yeah.
But tell me about that transformation that you have on game day and what's going through your head.
It's just a Jekyll and Hyde, you know. You got to, let's see, the loud ones are normally never that good, you know what I mean? So you let your play do the talking, and you bring the juice while you're out there. And when you're outside of those lines, just be calm, cool, and collected, and do what you do.
There was a celebration you did last night. It appeared you were kind of poking fun at T.J. Watt of the Steelers. Am I reading that the right way, or?
You know,
there it is.
Yep, there it goes. All week, all you hear about is T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward, Bud Dupree, Minka Fitzpatrick, and they are great players. Don't get me wrong, but we have hell of players on our side
Sure,
too. You know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
We got Shaq Lawson, we got Jerry Hughes, we got Starr, we got Trey White, Levi Wallace, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Taron Johnson, Tremaine Evans, Matt Milano, Zoe. I mean, the list goes on, and it's just about time we start getting some respect.
Yeah, you guys allowed 229 net yards to the Pittsburgh Steelers last night. And do you guys spend too much time worrying? Because, you know, people say, well, you did it against this guy Duck, you know, and through the first half of the season, people were like, well, they haven't played anybody. They're beating teams with losing records. Well, you went in on Thanksgiving Day and you beat a pretty good Dallas team. And then last night you beat a team with a winning record who had probably the most dynamic defense, at least playmaking, all the takeaways and all the sacks and all of that. And you beat them. Do you guys get caught up in what other people outside think about you? I mean, certainly you hear the rhetoric, and like you say, Duck said, you're just another defense. You can internalize and use it as some motivation, but what kind of effect does that have on your guys and your quest to be as good as you can be?
I'm not for sure. I can't speak on how good this defense has been in the past, just these last 2 years. But since Sean's taken over, I'm pretty sure he's had one of the best defenses in the league. And it's year in and year out, and it's the same players doing it. And it's just crazy how when you do it over and over and over again and people still don't start to notice, that's when it starts to, you need to start humbling people. And that's what we're trying to go out there and do.
Hey, Jordan, the Bills took 8 penalties last night, some of them costly. You took an offside penalty, and I watched your tweets today. You weren't too, you didn't agree with, suffice to say, right? Don't get in trouble here.
Yeah.
But what'd you think?
I mean, you can see it right there. I've done it multiple times this year, and every time I haven't been off. And I told them last night, I said, did you see the replay? Because there is no way that was offsides. And we'll see if I can do it again and see if they call it.
Yeah, right. Keep pushing it, right?
Yep.
No, you didn't look offside. We have a close-up view on MSG right now. That's just quickness, right?
And you kind of, and back when I played and I would do it with a long snapper, I'd sneak over and kind of watch him practice and warm up, and you get a tell on how he holds his hand, the muscles in his forearm, the way his feet, you can kind of feel, you kind of get into a rhythm with what they're doing and even the most subtle things you start to pick up on, and that's kind of what allows you to get a jump like that, right?
Yep. It's just, especially I don't play nose very often, so I get to watch Star and VT yesterday. They were just going, and they weren't giving us too much variation in the cadence. So I said, here's my chance. Let's take a shot.
Right.
And so I did, and it should have worked out, but it didn't. And this next time I do it, it's going to work out.
Right. Hey, Jordan, 3 weeks ago, Cowboys game, it was a very short week, very abbreviated practice schedule. This week is a shorter week, but I'm guessing it won't affect preparation that much. Is there a recovery time that you'll miss a day sooner that you'll be playing?
Yeah, that's why it was important to get in today, get your body right.
What'd you do today?
Just maintenance, a little body work, come in, watch film, review the game from yesterday, make the adjustments we need to do, and this is a different monster that we're playing this week, so you can't have that off day. We couldn't even really enjoy our victory last night, you know what I mean? Tom Brady, he's the best to ever do it, and you got to treat him like it is, and you can't be lackadaisical. You can't come in and say, oh, we're playing good, because we'll go into Foxborough or New England and get embarrassed.
Yeah. You got to get some sleep.
Yeah. yes, I do.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Jordan.
Everybody does. That's great. Congratulations, Jordan.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Jordan Phillips, Bills defensive tackle. Steve and I coming back. One Bills Live presented by Colada Health from the Seneca studio on Buffalo Bills Radio.